thing to be said on our live stream. Cool. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 22 of the Definitive Rankings of Everything. We're back. We're gonna do dogs today with our dog, Hormoz Rashidi. What's up, Hormoz?
Ruff.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was going to make the dog joke and be the first one to bark, so I'm happy we got that in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats on doing that.
Oh! I should have howled. Fuck, I should have howled.
Something about this episode makes me think that it's going to be Morgan and Hormoz saying a lot of silly things and us having to fix it.
Get on track.
No, you shut down my silly things last night, even though I still believe some of those silly things.
Yeah.
Am I being silly that I sent you? My ideas are silly?
No, but I just know you and have a feeling.
What was Morgan's silly idea you shut down last night?
So as we walked away, all I said was Snoop Dogg is not a dog.
Oh, fuck you.
He was a dog in the video. He literally transformed into a dog in the video.
Because I know
The first time we saw Snoop Dogg, he was a dog within 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know that's Hormoz and Morgan's number one. So
It's not my number one, but he's on the list.
all right.
I didn't put him on my list out of respect for the conversation we had yesterday.
I think you should.
I also left Kobe Bryant off because that guy was a dog.
I wrote him down.
Yeah, all right, so
You wrote
they
Snoop
have
down?
they have to be canines? They have to actually be canines of the animal phylum and genus, canine, whatever.
I mean, if you can
So,
argue
tell
for
me
them
the
and
word.
get them on the list, and they can go on the list. But
Yeah, if you can convince us. I'm not exactly closed off to Snoop Dogg being on the list, but it'll take me some convincing.
I think if a human makes a list, I think it'll be Snoop Dogg.
That's the only
That's
human
fair.
I think that can make the list.
Yeah.
Now, there are humanoids I have on my list.
I think there's so many humans that should be on this list. You guys, yours is all Rin Tin Tin and Benji. You know?
Tristan Thompson, that guy's a dog.
The two oldest references I've ever heard: Rin Tin Tin.
Yeah, I didn't even write Rin Tin Tin down. I forgot he was a dog. That's how far away I was. From
I took him
Rin
off
Tin
the list because as soon as I saw that he was in the 50s, I was like, no, this isn't
Yeah.
current.
Who gives a fuck about that guy?
That's a dead dog, a very old dead dog.
Yeah, I don't have any humans on my list, but I think we'll get to Snoop Dogg eventually.
Well, all right. Well, should we start with Hormoz's number one dog?
Yeah, Hormoz, who's your number
All
one?
right. EMX. If you want it, you got it. Come and get it. EMX, number one dog.
I left DMX off my list because of the conversation we had last night, but I'm not opposed to putting him on here at all.
Would you be? He's the dog.
If anyone embodied a dog more than DMX, there you can't tell me that person. That's not a real
Barks
guy.
more than an actual dog too. He literally barks like a dog. He's known as the dog. Come on.
I mean, we can discuss it for sure.
I mean,
I love this. It's silly time. I want to redo my list now.
yeah. Well, Morgan,
This is great.
Morgan,
what
what'd you
was
have
your
at
number one?
Number one, I mean, just classic from back in the day, still pretty relevant. Snoopy.
Okay.
Great.
Snoopy's my number 3.
I like Snoopy. That's not a bad number one though.
Hassan, what's yours?
I had Scooby Doo.
I had Scooby-Doo too.
I got Scooby Doo at 3.
I got Scooby at 3.
Yeah, I think that Scooby is like the dog in the way you think DMX.
Well, there's a big 3 here, though, right?
Huh?
The big 3, it's going to be Snoopy, Scooby Doo, and then should I say the third one? Because I think the third one deserves some, could be number one also.
Say it.
Scooby?
Lassie.
Oh, fuck that.
No, Lassie's my
Lassie-
5.
Really? I have Lassie at 2.
I have Lassie at 10. Because who gives a fuck about this old ass dog? Lassie and Benji.
You
and
saw
Rin
the show
Tin
for Rin Tin Tin.
Tin. I said I'm not gonna pick
Oh.
Rin Tin Tin. I'm gonna pick
Okay, okay.
DMX. I said.
You started the show with not a dog.
Oh, he's a dog for sure.
I
Dog.
will say this: Lassie is probably the most famous of the old dogs, way more famous than Rin Tin Tin and Benji, and that definitely deserves something to be on the list because everyone knows who Lassie is without seeing anything of what Lassie does.
Yeah.
I think Lassie's ahead of Benji on the list just because Lassie's white and Benji's black, and,
Dude,
it's racism.
I have no idea who Benji is even. I didn't know. Hey,
Because you live in a white society.
Yeah, I didn't watch those movies growing up.
Neither did I.
dog with a
I
movie.
never watched Lassie either. Though.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Lassie growing up?
No.
Yeah, actually, I did. It was on Nick at Night.
No, but
I'm making.
you know who he is. Though.
I'm making a joke about how I don't watch black movies.
I haven't seen Benji. I haven't seen Friday.
Yeah, I haven't seen Medicine Society.
Soul Plane.
So hard doing the show with these two.
Movies.
When they have no references of any black culture. It's
We just
damn
said
near
3 black
impossible.
movies.
The only part of black culture that Matt knows is Jesus.
And Soul Plane.
Great movie.
It's not for us. We don't even like that movie that much.
Black people love Soul Plane. They just don't love paying to see it. But they'll watch it.
All right. You know what? Back to Lassie.
all right.
Well, I think
And my
I think Scooby Doo, because my 1-2 are Scooby Doo, Snoopy. That's my 1-2.
All right.
But I think Scooby Doo is everyone's top 3, right?
Yeah, for sure. Scooby Doo's number 3, and I'd be fine with Scooby Doo number 1.
I have humans in my 1 and 2 spots, so Scooby is my number 1 actual dog.
Number 1 real dog.
Well, I think. I'm open to humans being on this list. I think number 1 should be an actual dog.
On a list of most
Humans
iconic
are
Lassie-
dogs.
Does Lassie get
Who's
more credit for
iconic
actually
dogs?
being a dog?
Who's more iconic, DMX or Lassie?
Scooby-Doo.
Who's the bigger
Scooby-Doo?
icon?
Scooby-Doo.
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 I also think Lassie's more iconic than
At a
DMX.
concert of Scooby-Doo, though.
Yeah, but
How
people.
many people cried when Scooby-Doo died?
How many people?
He
how
didn't
many people-
die.
Yeah.
But
How many people?
If he's a dog, he died.
How many people pet and
Hey.
cuddle with DMX?
Yeah, Hormoz.
So
How many
many.
people?
I don't know, bro. He's got like 9 kids. That's not really a good example.
Yeah.
No way
Yeah,
DMX cuddles.
Morgan.
No way DMX
Hold
cuddles.
on.
Not a chance.
How
Oh, DMX definitely cuddles.
No, not a chance.
How many people? How
Bro,
many
all that
people-
guy likes is like disco and soul music. He's definitely just like late at night when he finally falls asleep from a crack high. He's a cuddler for sure.
Ella Morgan.
Nah.
How many
Sweet
people?
talk? I don't know. I don't know about sweet talk, but he's cuddling for sure. All
Hey.
dogs do is cuddle.
Hey, how many people eat DMX fruit snacks?
I think
What?
DMX has potato chips, though. He does have potato chips, I think.
You think those Scooby Doo fruit snacks are iconic? There's so
That's
many
true.
things. There's so many things iconic about Scooby Doo.
DMX is crack.
It's his own crack.
Those are DMX fruit snacks.
Yeah.
Crack rocks.
I mean, I think it's disrespectful to dogs to put a human number 1 on a top 10 dog list.
I also think that as well.
I think it's letting them know what the deal is. Even with this list, we're still the number 1 dog. You gotta put dogs in their place.
And the number 1 dog, if we're talking like that, should be a real dog, not a cartoon dog.
I agree with that also. I think we should give more
Scooby-Doo's a-
essence to real dogs.
Scooby-Doo's a real dog.
The reason we like Scooby-Doo so much is because of his human tendencies, because he could talk.
I mean, barely. He spoke like a dog.
Scooby snacks.
Ruby Rex? Raggy?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, those are
Still sounds like a dog.
iconic words.
He did smoke weed
said.
though, which I do appreciate.
I mean, I think Scooby's a clear number 1 in my book.
I think. Scooby's
Yeah,
number one.
I'm okay with Scooby. I was just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. Same
I
here.
think Snoopy
have-
might be more iconic because the Peanuts or Charlie Brown, that's hit more age groups.
Yeah, but it's
And
not as
Snoopy's-
popular. It's
Snoopy's argument is literally another guy on the list. Snoop Dogg is named after this other dog.
yeah.
For sure. I will say this for Snoopy and Charlie Brown. They own the holidays when you're a little kid. Just Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown Christmas, Charlie Brown Halloween. Like I think we gotta show a little bit more respect to
Charlie
Snoopy.
Brown.
And
January
Snoopy gave
6th.
what's the little dirty kid Pig Pen?
Linus.
You know he was there.
Linus.
Linus wasn't the dirty kid. Pigpen.
No, not Linus. That's the one. No,
Linus had
Pigpen's the
blanket.
dirty kid. Pigpen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Linus.
Yeah,
Was the
Linus is probably there too. Now it's just a MAGA blanket.
Yeah, and then the Peppermint Patty was the lesbian-esque chick. Yeah, the lesbian, but shh about it.
Yeah. Still a kid. Still a kid.
Yeah.
All right. I like Snoopy here. My number 2 was Airbud.
Number 2 is Airbud. I had Airbud at 5.
I just think like
7.
I think Airbud is so culturally relevant because anytime you throw a ball and a dog does anything with it, you're like, oh, he's Airbud. You know what I mean?
It is also, I will say, probably the funniest movie involving a dog. That original Airbud
You
was.
see the end of Marley and Me? It's pretty good. That shit slaps.
I mean, Airbud all the way through is unintentionally one of the most hilarious movies I think that's ever been created.
I
agree with
haven't
you.
seen it, and I know all about it. Like, not seeing it, you still know Airbud.
Yeah.
But what's the Airbud's name though? Should we show enough respect?
Buddy.
Buddy, but I think we put him down as Airbud. I think it's kind of a.
Probably like Buddy, like McKinley or some shit. Some very white name.
Yeah.
I mean, do we like Airbud or Snoopy here?
Snoopy over
Number
Airbud for
two?
sure.
Yeah.
Snoopy way over Airbud.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I give you guys
Yeah,
my
definitely.
number 2 after DMX?
Yeah.
Is it Snoop Dogg?
Nate Dogg.
Okay, well that's
All right.
even if we were involving humans, I don't think Nate Dogg makes the top 10.
Oh, every hook. Every single hook of the 90s.
Oh, you
Yeah,
mean
when I
like
think
the-
of dogs, I don't
I've
think of
got
90s
21
hooks.
questions for you guys right now. I got 21 questions.
Yeah, I mean Snoop Dogg, DMX, those are iconic. Nate Dogg, not on the same level as that. It's not even close.
All right. Guess I'm the only one representing for black culture here.
Yeah.
You, Morgan.
It's
I
not.
mean, we're
even
doing
close.
dogs, so like,
All right.
it's really my expertise now.
Then how about Snoopy versus Lassie? We like Snoopy more?
Yes.
Hey, more.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, Lassie's another generation.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think
at the
yeah,
end of
okay,
the day,
go
we've all seen something involving Snoopy. I have never seen an actual movie or episode, or I don't even know if it's a TV show of Lassie.
it's a TV show. But I just want to say the thing for Lassie, if we want to look ahead to the future, that reboot is gonna do numbers. When
Why?
they finally bring back Lassie.
Why?
They
Everyone who
always
watched
keep
it when they were
bringing it
when everyone who watched it was a kid was dead. Is dead.
It's a new generation of kids, and it's a
Lassie's
movie
been
about a
coming
dog.
back.
I don't think so.
Huh?
Clifford bombed.
Lassie's been coming back.
Clifford bombed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's a.
Is that Omicron related or no?
No, they're trying to get a new generation of people to watch it. There's no nostalgia for kid shit. And Lassie, no one gives a fuck about Lassie anymore. It's old news.
Yeah, it's whenever they reboot kid shows, no one cares because those kids have grown up.
Yeah.
You got to give them new stuff.
I just figured a children's movie about a dog, but if you say Clifford Bomb, then
Yeah.
I saw the
Well, I mean-
Clifford trailer and I was like, I think this is gonna be good. I was very wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think of it personally, right? Like, as a kid, my favorite show was Barney. If they did a Barney reboot, I'm not exactly rushing to see that.
What if it was?
Yeah,
like
but
Christopher
Barney's different.
Nolan?
That's like preschool kids though.
Huh?
What,
Barney's like preschool like children shit. Like you don't care about
What if
that.
it was like-
if they did like a
Hey,
reboot
Barney
of like
number
Rugrats,
one
you'd
on
watch
the
that.
list.
I wouldn't watch a reboot of Rugrats. I'm a grown ass man. Why the fuck would I care about
I'm
Rugrats?
saying Rugrats would hit you more nostalgically than Barney would.
But either way, but the point is, overall, what I'm saying is, there's the market for rebooting kids stuff is very, very small.
Me and Morgan are gonna go watch the live action Rugrats when it comes out.
No, it's a very creepy, it's a very
Live
creepy
action.
movie.
That would be sick though.
I'm out on that one.
Can I mention a name that hasn't come up? If we're talking about kids shit, I think Goofy should be above Snoopy and Scooby too.
Goofy's my four.
No, not above Scooby, not above Scooby, but above Snoopy.
He's my
Disney,
3.
Goofy's my
Yeah.
4. I think he could go here maybe.
Goofy isn't like a real dog to me though.
He's definitely a dog.
only, huh?
He's definitely a dog.
Yeah, I know, but there's like actual dogs in that universe. You know what I'm saying? Like Mickey has a dog,
Pluto goes ahead of him?
so like that kind of like takes away from Goofy's dogness a little bit
Or it makes
No,
him
but
an even
because
better dog.
he's just like, huh?
Or it makes him
Well,
an
that's
even better dog.
That's the only dog where there's a weird philosophical question about it of like what's going on between Goofy and Pluto. Like I always see that on the internet of just like, yo, what is this all about?
Yeah.
And it's the only dog that has like this deep
I
philosophical.
feel like you
what's-
you see
what's
Pluto,
going
bro.
on
Like
there?
that's your man's. You guys are the
No.
same, huh?
Goofy,
They're not
dude.
the same.
Goofy.
They're both dogs though, right? So like, San, if Matt was just walking around and like carrying you on like a leash all the time, and you and me were the same thing, but I was talking to Matt, I would feel pretty bad for you. That'd be fucked up. I would say
Right,
something to make you.
Right, but I'm saying Goofy brings up that question. That Goofy is like there's this weird morality around him that you have
Yeah,
to.
that's why he loses points though, right?
But Morgan,
No, but he's still clearly a dog.
Pluto doesn't have
All
the
right.
ability to speak. He's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk like
Let's
the
see
rest of the
what-
universe talks.
It's just a Defasan you're carrying around on the leash.
Well, deaf people can still talk, buddy.
All right, well, mute person.
I didn't say he
Good
can't
point.
hear.
Deaf people do talk weird.
It's
And
true.
we'll get canceled after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Goofy could go here.
I think Goofy should go here.
I got Clifford above Goofy. I gotta
Above
put Goofy on my
Goofy?
list because of Yeah, I didn't put Goofy on my
It
list.
wasn't on my list. I didn't.
Because okay, so when you think of like a dog and like the role of a dog, well, I guess I have other ones that I don't know. Goofy just doesn't do like dog shit. You know what I mean? And there is a dog in the cartoon, so kind of like I'm on the other side of the morality, I suppose.
No, I'm not saying what side you're on. The fact that there is this weird moral issue kind of makes it better. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes him so iconic.
Makes it better.
Yeah, that's what makes him more iconic.
It makes it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it makes it more interesting. The fact that we talk about that.
Yeah.
You can't have that debate until you accept that they are both dogs.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. I see what you're saying now.
Right.
Yeah, but then Goofy's the worst dog ever.
He's a great dad.
That's not what this is about.
And Goofy movie's fire too.
Goofy movie's
fire.
Morgan,
that's a cult classic.
Morgan, I'm
looking at Goofy a different light now.
I've never seen you take moral high ground until this moment.
That's not even true.
It's a weird hill to die on.
Dogmen shouldn't be fucking regular dogs. They're dogmen. Does Goofy ever fuck? Does Goofy and Pluto?
Well, he has to.
He has a kid.
It's a son.
I don't know if Goofy and Pluto.
Pluto's not Goofy's son.
Max. Have you seen a Goofy movie?
Yeah, but you
Max
said
is a son. Goofy smash. Confirmed sex haver. Goofy the dog.
I'm saying Goofy and Pluto couldn't fuck, right? That's like interspecies still, even though.
Well, no, because that's homosexual against God. I think that's the problem with that.
Yeah, that's the real issue.
Yes.
All right, so we'll put Goofy 3 then.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I do want to make a quick observation.
Scooby, Snoop, Goofy right now?
My top 7 all have double letters in their name. Pretty wild.
8 Dog, Snoop Dogg with 2 G's. Yeah, you're right.
Except for Air Bud. Unless you put him Buddy.
Buddy.
All right, then yeah.
What do you have at number? So what do we have at number 4? What are we looking at?
I think we could talk Air Bud here. Or Lassie. I think Air Bud and Lassie kind of go 4 or 5 for me.
What about Clifford? I mean, I had Air Bud and Lassie above Clifford, so never mind.
Clifford's on my
I
list.
gotta
Just
bring
farther
up
down.
Tony Allen too at some point.
Tony Allen.
Yeah, Hormoz texted me last night. Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
He's a dog. He's a dog.
He is a dog.
Marshawn Lynch isn't on your list? No Marshawn Lynch? Alright.
The Honey Badger.
I feel like that's a whole different list. Top 10 dogs in quotation marks.
Yeah.
I think
dogs.
that's actually you could come up with 10.
You guys know Scooby's not a real dog either. He's a cartoon.
He's a real dog in the cartoon universe. He's a real dog.
And Draymond's a real dog in the National Basketball Association.
He's a human.
A cartoon can be a dog. A human can be a dog. Things can be multiple things.
I mean, I think Lassie here kind of makes sense because I feel like when you said famous dogs, the word Lassie definitely came to your head.
Yeah.
Over Air Bud?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's more famous dogs than Air Bud. I think Air Bud you're suffering a little bit from recency bias here, and just again how funny Air Bud is.
I just think he's talked about a lot.
The most famous.
He's talked about a lot in culture. Air Bud is like anytime a dog does anything sports or whatever, it's compared to Air Bud. It's brought up as Air Bud.
Yeah, but there's still more culturally famous dog. I think Toto is probably more culturally famous than
I don't think so.
Air Bud.
One movie
Yeah,
100
absolutely.
years
I think
ago.
Lassie's the most culturally famous.
Well, Lassie is the most culturally famous, and I think that's why Lassie probably definitely deserves to go here.
Like the bit
Lassie's
of,
way more
like,
culturally famous than Air Bud.
people not being able to communicate and being like, "What's that, boy?"
Yeah.
So, well, you know that whole thing that's been done in Simpsons and Family Guy everywhere is all
And
because everybody knows Lassie.
Yeah, and everything. And I definitely think Lassie's a strong 4 here.
I agree.
I would have Lassie right after Draymond, but before Steven Jackson. Because which other dog is going to go into a crowd and save Ron Artest from an angry audience of Matt Lockwood's family in Detroit?
An army of Lockwoods.
Yeah.
No, those people would be dead if it was my family. We don't take
You ain't
no
Dutch,
shit.
you ain't much.
All right, so we have
Go.
Lassie at 4. All right.
Yeah, we'll put Lassie for.
All right.
And then Matt wants
5.
Air Bud here. I feel like we can come up. I feel like there's more famous dogs.
I mean, I have Air Bud at 5
I think y'all are disrespecting
in that
Air Bud.
area. Huh?
I think y'all are
Oh, White
disrespecting Air Bud.
Fang.
No, I think you're hyping Air Bud up too much, to be honest.
I'm not though. Everyone
Scruff
knows who Air
Mcgruff.
Bud. Bro, everybody knows who Air Bud is. Everybody.
No, it's just okay. I think Airbud's like a very like age specific thing because I feel like
I don't
kids
think so.
like younger than us, they don't. Huh?
I don't think so. Kids younger than us know who Air Bud is.
All right.
Yeah, I do think that, but I do think there's like,
He's culturally famous.
I mean, I think Clifford is probably more culturally famous than Air Bud.
Not
For
a
sure.
chance.
Yeah, I do.
You're a movie bum.
I do.
That doesn't mean it's not. If Air Bud came out with a new movie, it would still bomb.
How often in culture do you think Air Bud is referenced compared to Clifford?
How often do you think kids come across an Air Bud book versus a Clifford the Big Red
For
Dog
book, yeah. That's the
Spawn
big.
was read to
Kids
as a
don't read
kid,
books
so he
anymore?
thinks everybody
No,
has
but-
two parents.
But I mean,
They get
it's
books read to them. Like you read Clifford, that's like one of the books that gets read like after generation after generation.
well, and it's one of those things that are in waiting rooms. It's in like school. Like it's just one of those books that are around. I never read a Clifford book, but they were around everywhere.
Okay, but as adults, what is referenced more and what do you hear more, Air Bud or Clifford?
I think Air Bud.
Are there more
I
adults?
think
in the
Airbud just
world or
because
kids?
it's more absurd. Yeah.
Like I don't know why we're giving so much
Good.
value to kids. I understand there's a lot of cartoons on our list, but
I do think there are more famous dogs on the list than Buddy from Air Bud at this point. I don't think Clifford is.
ooh,
But what about Cujo?
not on my list.
What about Old Yeller?
Old news.
What about White Fang?
Don't even know who that is.
Beethoven.
All right, I got it. Scruff McGruff.
Who's that? That's the first one you mentioned. I don't know. But
Scruff McGruff.
Scruff McGruff
No.
is
Chicago,
a drug
Illinois.
dog or whatever.
oh no,
the
no
reason
idea.
I stopped doing drugs.
I like
I
Scruff,
mean, I definitely.
Scruff McGruff. I don't think he's top 10.
I think I think Old Yeller's pretty famous.
Over Air Bud?
Yeah.
I don't understand this.
Here's my thing. You have to understand like how many people have encountered these dogs. So everyone has come in contact with a Clifford the Big Red Dog book, right? Airbud was kind of like a niche movie series for children in the 90s.
I'm not saying everyone's seen the movie. I'm saying everyone knows Air
Everybody
Bud's
knows
story
of
and who
it.
he is. 100%.
Yeah, more so than Clifford?
Yes.
All right.
I don't know
All right.
Clifford's story. I just know he's a big red dog.
That's all you need to
How
know.
he
That's
was
the
born.
that's the
Oh,
that's the
Was
same
he
thing.
born to big red dogs, or was he born to a regular family and just destroyed his?
Well,
mom
no one's saying the backstory. I mean, you couldn't name the backstory of Air Bud. You just know he's a dog that plays basketball. That's the same level of knowledge that you know Clifford's a big red dog.
First entered the draft as a puppy,
Yeah,
and undrafted, and then the rest of the story.
yeah. Like I mean, most people don't know the whole found in a church. There's a whole dead dad storyline to it. Like
Is there really?
oh, Clifford or Airbud?
Air Bud.
Airbud was
Everybody
he
knows
was
Old Yeller.
he was owned by a clown that was mean to him,
Everybody
Yeah.
knows Cujo.
and then he ran away. And then Josh found him.
And a church.
And they found he could
his,
play. Yeah.
And his
Oh, it
dad
was a
died
church,
recently.
right?
Yeah, it was a church. Yeah. But like,
Do we
I remember the
talk
mean
about
clown, though.
Marley? What about Marley of Marley and Me?
More than Air
I
Bud, though?
haven't seen the movie.
No, not
I
more
haven't
than
seen
Air
the
Bud.
movie, but I know of that. I know of that dog.
Sure.
But I know about Air Bud more.
because that's what I think. I think the people's general knowledge of Air Bud and like Clifford are the same.
Who do you think is referenced more, though? Who do you think is talked about more in society?
Probably, definitely
If
Air
you-
Bud.
If you have kids,
Yeah, probably Airbud.
if you
Yeah.
have kids,
Really,
then it's both. Yeah, Air Bud.
That's my argument. I think Air Bud stays more relevant than Clifford does. I think Clifford sure has books floating around or whatever, but I think in terms of the zeitgeist, I think Air Bud is always near the top in terms of dogs. Any dog that plays sports, every golden retriever looks like him. It's the most common dog in America. How many people have big red dogs?
Only one. That's what makes Clifford so special.
There's only one Air Bud too.
You missed the whole story of Clifford.
I don't even
It's all
think
about
Clifford
Ain't no,
acceptance.
should be on
ain't no
the
other
top
dog
10.
won a basketball game, bro. Not
Oh,
even-
Hormoz. How many wins does Draymond Green have?
How many what?
How many wins does Draymond Green have?
How many wins? I mean, 73 in one season.
What's his win share percentage? Because I'm pretty sure he's won some
Yeah.
games. There's been several dogs winning basketball games.
I mean, I
I think like Benji's more culturally famous than Clifford.
I don't know who
really
I don't know who
Old Yeller.
Benji. I don't know who Benji is.
Benji's just like Lassie, but like a scruffier city dog version.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Benji's
Just
kind of
like
fallen out
Lassie.
of.
It got
No, Benji's out
We'll
of
bring
here.
it back. every 20 years they make a new Benji.
Sure. Right now, I don't think he's really listed.
No, we can
I
go
mean,
Airbud here.
Head of
I
Airbud's cool.
think you're more immovable off Airbud than I am willing to argue, so I'm fine with Airbud here.
I mean, I had him in my top 5. So
Did
I'm
you have
cool with
Clifford
that.
in your top 5?
Yeah, he was at number 4.
I had Clifford top 5 as well.
Yeah, I mean Clifford's my 6.
Oh wow. I think it's a
Snuck him?
cultural thing because I just wasn't read Clifford growing up, so to me it's just like something I've heard about.
I was. I had a bunch of Clifford books. I loved Clifford. I watched the show all the time, and I'm still Team Airbud here.
Yeah, I've never read Clifford either. It's just I just know what Clifford is.
You guys didn't
So-
read White Fang? By
No.
Jack London?
No.
Too scary.
It's actually Oakland writer. Yeah.
No, it was very that was very. They read that in our AP Lit class. It's a very intense.
What the fuck? What's White Fang? What is that about?
It's about a guy and his like wolf dog that protects him from like wolves and shit.
Hey, what's the book about where they did the Iditarod and then the scary guy actually saves the kid?
Starts with a B, right?
Snow dogs? Snow dogs?
No,
It's like
Balto?
the name of the dog.
Balto?
Balto.
Yeah.
Balto.
That book's so good.
I have not read it, but I know of that dog. True story.
Is it better than Snow dogs?
You know what we did in my AP Lit class? We took Molly.
Really?
AP Lit. Okay.
Oh,
No, it's
okay.
just- yeah.
Okay. Oh, fuck you.
All right.
Your teacher let you do Molly in class?
Yeah, she was 18.
Oh, cool.
Nice little fun run of
Uh,
jokes.
So we have Airbud at 5.
I mean, now we got Clifford, right? He's in here
Yeah,
around 6.
I think he is 6.
I mean, what? I have Beethoven.
I have Beethoven at 7.
Okay.
If I remove human beings from my list,
No, now's a good time to talk about Snoop too. To be
I've
honest,
got Hooch
I think so,
of
too.
Turner and Hooch on my list here. I love that movie.
when you say the word
Best dog
hooch,
ever.
I think of alcohol before I think of beer or of a dog.
That movie is so good. Turner and Hooch.
I've never
Tom
seen it.
Hanks. Oh, check it out, dog.
I've also never seen it.
You guys should both go see it. I don't want to
All right.
spoil it for you, but the guy and the dog solve crimes.
Does the dog die in the end?
I'm not gonna ruin it.
That's
for you,
a
dog.
that's a
You're not-
WB
you're not gonna be
network
super sad.
Saturday afternoon exclusive.
Yeah, it's so good. It is really a great movie. But
Son, what do you have at 6?
I mean, I think I would have Clifford here. At 6, I had what did I have here? Oh, at 6, I had. I mean, this is very nerdy. I went Laika,
Who's
the
that?
dog that went to space. But I doubt that she's gonna make the top 10.
what is that?
She's a good girl, but
Like
Fuck
NASA
outta
sent her
here.
to space?
It's the first dog in space. The first
Oh, tight.
that was like a thing.
I think Buzz Aldrin's the first dog in space.
Buzz Aldrin definitely a dog.
You can't just say it.
Didn't he
It
beat
was a-
somebody's ass recently?
No, he punched the guy for saying the moon landing was fake because he didn't want to
Yeah.
get he didn't want to get exposed.
Beat somebody's ass.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was a liar too. I
That's also what I would do if I went to the moon and everyone said it was fake.
I think Clifford goes here.
I'm okay with Clifford.
I mean, to be honest,
You guys cool with it?
I already wrote him down.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm okay with
Okay.
Clifford as well.
If him and Airbud are that close, anyways, like I think they kind of got to be back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Beethoven here. We can talk about Snoop here.
I got another one.
You guys, as far as humans go, put Snoop as a dog above DMX as a dog.
Yeah.
Snoop has dog in his name at the end of the day.
He spells it wrong, but
I mean, yeah, but the other guy barks and acts like a dog. It physically is a dog.
Snoop's first video, he turns into a dog.
Yeah, I bet that that's CGI though. I don't think that was actually something that really happened.
mean, personally, I don't want to put any humans on this list, but if we agree to put Snoop Dogg on the list, I'm fine with putting him on the list.
I mean, Snoop is the
Maybe we
only
can agree
human.
Snoop is first honorable mention.
Yeah, I mean, I also think DMX seemed like a better person than Snoop. You know, so that's why I made my list of people: DMX, Nate Dogg, Snoop, because like
DMX was a good boy.
I mean, he was like a crackhead who robbed and stealed, but Snoop is like literally a filthy millionaire who decided to start pimping hoes because he like thought it was cool, and he became a pimp. Like that shit's just fucking gross. But I don't know.
Like a pimp or like a play
pimp? We can keep it dogs if you guys want. We can just have
I think
Nate Dogg just and DMX just.
Well, after that note on sexual trafficking, I'd like to talk about Ugga, the UGA dog.
What's that?
Ugga?
The University of Georgia's dog.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I bet that's a.
They get like a new bulldog every like fucking 7 or 8 years.
Oh yeah, that's so.
It's just pretty cool to keep that tradition going. All the little kids in Georgia are just like, oh yeah, Ugga. Like he's just like the little bulldog.
Yeah,
they have him on the side every game.
Fuck.
He's cute as shit, just taking naps and stuff.
Can I make honorable mention real quick too? Rigby. Yeah, you guys probably don't know. Morgan knows.
Oh, Rigby's a good fucking dog.
Yeah, Rigby's the shit.
Rigby's the man.
Awful person's dog, but the great dog.
Oh, I know who. Yeah, I mean, what do we feel here?
So what are our options between again?
I have
Beethoven, Snoop.
I didn't have Beethoven on. I bet Beethoven on our mention.
Oh, that's a good one. Beethoven. I didn't even
Beethoven.
think about that one, but I loved that movie as a kid.
So good.
Yeah, it got 3 movies too.
Yeah.
3 good ones.
Brought love to like a sloppy big dog.
Yeah.
Like that breed blew up because people were like, I want that disgusting sloppy.
He was a Saint Bernard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're so gross.
He won a pie eating contest.
All right, let's do Beethoven then. Let's just take humans off then. Yeah.
Yeah,
We can
I think so.
Yeah.
We can put Snoop Dogg on honorable mentions for sure, and DMX too if we need to. But I think it's a more fun list if it's dogs.
I agree.
So
we're going Beethoven at 7?
Beethoven or Draymond? Let's go.
Poor Draymond.
I mean, who else do you guys have on your list? Anyone that can beat Beethoven? You think?
I think Marley. I think Otis from Milo and Otis. Spuds McKenzie.
These are all so old. Bro.
I got.
Dude, yeah. What are these dogs?
I do Spuds McKenzie, the Target dog.
Oh, that's
I know
his
the
name.
Target dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that
as
was
far
his
as
name.
in front of Beethoven, I do think maybe the Taco Bell dog.
Oh, I forgot
Although-
about the Taco Bell dog.
Mhm.
Although that might
too.
be a bit dated
Yo
now.
Quiero Taco
It's been a
Bell.
lot.
Chihuahuas.
So racist.
I say we just know Chihuahuas.
Why? They're
Get
dogs.
out of here.
I do
Huh?
think in terms of movie
Benji
dogs,
is way bigger than you guys realize because you guys are too young. I think Benji is like,
I do think
and Rin Tin Tin is like for old people is like a huge cultural significance.
I also
Yeah.
do think Toto is a more famous dog. Than
And
Beethoven.
Toto.
I like
Toto
Toto.
is huge.
I like Toto here too. Toto or
I like
Beethoven.
Toto. I like Toto over Beethoven.
Here's one that didn't make my top 10, but I think it could compete here. Brian Griffin.
I have him on my list.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
I still think
damn, Morgan.
I think Toto's
Can we
bigger
put
though.
Brian up higher? Can we have
Freaking
Brian?
Toto, I think.
We
I
have
would
Brian ahead of Clifford? Are we like in stone? That
I think Brian, Brian, I think you can run up the list a little bit. Let's talk about Brian
Think
for a
about
second.
Brian.
Well,
I
that's the
would be
thing
okay
is
with-
like I don't know how much credit you can give him when everyone forgot about him.
Forget about him. I just know how the show works, and I was waiting till after
I was
1:30
writing
to.
down names of basketball players in preparation.
Yeah.
I did, so, I was like, so half my list is rappers and basketball players.
Jesus Christ. I didn't forget about Brian. I just knew it would be a good late pull.
I think Brian should be higher than a late pull, but it makes me think of Santa's Little Helper too.
Yeah, I wrote
I
him
put
down,
Santa's
too.
Little Helper on my list also.
My thing is like they're all like the 6th and 7th biggest things on their own show though. Like it's not.
Brian's third. Brian's
I
third,
think
right?
I think
Stewie,
Yeah.
Stewie
Peter
and
Lois,
and then Brian.
Stewie, Brian.
Brian over Lois.
I think Brian's in like the Quagmire category. He's like a fun character, but
No,
you never really think of him
no,
first.
no.
Brian and Stewie have their own thing.
Brian's part of the family.
But Stewie's the star of the show.
Stewie and Peter are the one
Yeah.
and two. And then
I think Brian's at next level though.
Brian carries some episodes. Brian's really funny. Brian's coke addiction and like he's a writer in Hollywood and all that. That's all hilarious.
And like just how big of a show Family Guy is.
Yeah, culturally, Brian's pretty big. But when you think about Family Guy, does the first thought in your mind come dog?
No.
Brian's almost not a dog, but he is a dog. So
He's 100% a dog.
for sure, he's more culturally significant than Clifford. This dog that some people had the book read to when they were kids.
I think that's a discussion. I don't know if it's a for sure. Because it is, I mean,
Like I said, Clifford, it's not so much that you got the books read to you as a kid, it's that you just know that this dude is a big red dog.
yeah.
Everyone knows that Clifford's a big red dog, regardless of whether or not they've read I didn't read any of the books, bro. I'm just saying, I know.
Isn't that the
he's a
name of the
big red
book?
dog.
Clifford the Big Red Dog?
Yeah.
But there's multiple books, aren't there? I'd imagine there was always like
Yeah,
there was
there's a bunch.
always like Clifford Goes to School or whatever the fuck. There's always shit like that. But
And when you just think of the name Clifford, you think of a huge red dog.
Yeah.
I think of
You know what I mean?
If I were to say,
That was the name long before Clifford the Red Dog.
yeah.
I think we should have Brian. We should give Brian the respect he deserves. But I also don't understand the cultural significance of Clifford as well as you guys do. I think.
I'll put Brian right under Clifford.
I'm fine
Unless
with
there's
either
some other
or.
ones you wanna talk about.
I think they're kind of in similar camps. I think Family Guy's incredibly annoying, and I don't really enjoy it.
I think it's so funny.
That's my disclaimer.
Do you hate the show and the character?
Actually, out of all the characters, he might be the one that I can stand.
There's a member of the Griffin family.
Peter's
Yeah, I don't know.
the funniest.
It's kind of, I mean, if Hormoz doesn't really understand Clifford, I don't really understand Brian, then it's kind of up to Morgan and Hassan here. If there's overlap there.
I want Clifford over Brian. I think Clifford. I just think I like Brian more as a character, but I think Clifford's more iconic.
Sure. As a dog.
So we agree Brian at 8 then. Or 7. Were we at 7?
Yeah, we can put him at 7.
I like
Clifford
Brian
then
at
Brian? All right.
I mean, yeah. Because it is in terms of dogs, right? Not just characters. It's like, like Clifford is such a dog. All he is a dog. Brian's like
Right.
a thing that talks and.
Yeah, but Goofy is like so
That talks
not
too.
a dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But Goofy's like incredibly iconic in culture. He's a
Yeah, for sure. No, I get why he's number 3. I get it. But I'm just
huge
saying
Disney
though.
character. I'm just trying to figure out between Clifford and Brian.
I think we've established it. Clifford then Brian.
Cool. 3 spots left.
Morgan, what else you got on your list? Let's hear. Morgan's holding some deep cuts that are dope.
So we got Brian. I put Astro, the dog from the Jetsons. At number 9, I had your dog.
Oh,
So like your own personal dog.
Oh, you talking about Jackie? Thank you, Doug.
boo.
Okay, Hassan, you don't have a dog. You don't
Hassan
get
has
it.
cats. Hassan's a cat guy now.
You've cat. Yeah, you should be disqualified for making this list.
Boo.
Everybody loves their dog.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Yeah, and above that I had
I like that
Santa's
idea.
Little Helper.
I don't think
And Ugga. I still want to talk about Ugga.
I don't think your
I
dog.
like
I'll
that
up for
you could
national
create it
championship
too.
with-
Like it's not a specific name of a dog. It's your dog.
Yeah, your dog's not that iconic though.
Having a dog is iconic. It's part of the American dream. So your dog is iconic. You. Idea of owning a dog, having a house and a family and a dog is iconic.
Your dog, you love your dog so much. It's so iconic in your life, like that dog. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And the concept of having a dog is iconic.
Sure, but this isn't top 10 concepts. It's top 10 dogs.
Hey, I thought we were trying to have fun.
Tomorrow.
We're not trying to have fun. We're trying to make the list. The show's not about having fun.
Fun. They hate it so much.
The show's about responsibility.
My bad. Yeah. You're right.
The show is about responsibility.
Yeah, I don't know. We saw Beethoven, and I like Toto. I think Toto needs to be around here somewhere.
And maybe Toto should be now. Toto's very iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Toto should be here.
In terms of old dogs, too. I mean, we have Lassie, but Toto's like the oldest, right?
Toto's a little bit
Big
older. Yeah, I
Lassie's-
believe.
That movie was almost 100 years ago. When was
I
it?
think
Lassie.
1936 or something?
I think Lassie might have been a radio show before.
Yeah, I think Lassie's really old.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
On it.
There's
Yeah,
like really shitty black and white Lassies, and then there's color Lassies. So it's like they've been rebooting Lassie since like the start of TV. It's just so easy to like have like a well trained dog that just runs back and forth.
Okay,
And you just talk.
Yeah.
the first movie was 1943, so it's older.
Lassie.
When was Wizard of Oz?
The first depiction of Lassie was by British writer Elizabeth Gaskell in an 1859 short story.
Nice.
Lassie's old as fuck.
Yeah.
All right. I still like Toto here.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Toto here.
What about Otis from Milo and Otis? Apparently, a bunch of Otises died making that movie. So
I don't even know what Milo.
Yeah, I don't like
is.
that one.
you don't know Milo and Otis?
Yeah,
That's a movie
who
about a
Milo
dog
and
a
Otis
cat.
was. I had no idea what it was, and then you just told me a whole bunch of dogs died. So I have no idea what it was could be made.
But the movie didn't get the label that no animals were harmed in it. So there's like rumors that a lot of animals were harmed in it.
Yeah, I don't know. We're canceled.
They canceled.
The thing I just heard about, done. Who else?
I have a personal favorite.
Think-
I don't know if you guys are going to like this, but I put Blue from Blue's Clues.
I didn't think about that. Blue's a pretty. That's a dog.
She was my favorite.
That's a
I don't have
fucking
any
dog.
children yet, so I don't know that one. What's that one?
Blue's Clues.
Yeah, plus you were like
Nick Jr.
17 when Blue's Clues was out.
Yeah, we were
You guys
watching.
grow up with Blue's Clues?
We were watching
You guys
Blue's
actually-
Clues.
We were watching.
And you were
Blue's Clues.
watching Scruff Mcgruff or whatever.
No, Hormoz was registering for
Did you guys
Desert
grow
Storm.
up with Blue's Clues as little kids?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I remember Blue's
It's
Clues
been around
was
that long, huh?
It was my favorite
Blue's
show as a
Clues-
kid.
Blue's Clues was one of the last like kids shows that I watched
Same.
for sure.
What?
It's
Blue's
like
Clues
right
was
before I
a kids'
graduated
kid
to
show?
Big boy shows.
That shit still
Yeah.
fucking people watch that.
I had
shit now.
graduated to big boy shows, but if I was homesick and Blue's Clues was on, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. I'll just put this on. I'm
Still
not
a
really
fun
paying
show.
attention anyway. It was just on Nickelodeon. Steve was charisma out the ass.
Yep.
Yeah,
I didn't
it
hear
was
about Blue's
always
Clues
on.
until a couple years ago. Because
Yeah,
of my
yeah.
nieces.
Also,
So,
Morgan.
Blue's
to me, I'm like,
Clues,
what do you guys
Blues
know about
Clues,
Blue's Clues?
Blues Clues.
Yeah. Also, Morgan, you were right. It wasn't bad to have in the background because like when my sister would watch it, I wouldn't mind. That was one of the few
Yeah.
shows that wouldn't annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah, you used to be sitting there and be like, it's on the chair, Steve. How do you not see that, dude?
Is that the concept of the show?
He asked
Yeah.
the audience
Blue-
to yell the answers and stuff.
What the crime was or the mystery that happened, and then she would go around like leaving clues on stuff. So Steve would like Blue would like run into a room and then like leave a clue on the envelope and then like run out. And then Steve would be like, "Where's the clue?" I'd be like, "Bro, it's right there. How are you
Sounds like
missing
a great
this?"
idea for a kids show too.
I mean,
Phenomenal.
it's essentially what like
Because it made
Dora
it
does
interactive.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It was the first
Interact.
I
of
start
it was
watching these shows.
it was the
Really
first of
good.
what it was the first of like the Dora like let me ask you an obvious question and you as the kid you find out and you feel smart.
Yeah. That's why all
Like
of us think we're so
kids-
smart.
Mayor of Easton. Mayor of Easton, but for kids. It's like you're like watching Mayor of Easton, you're just trying to figure out the mystery. Kids are dumb, like they just
Sure.
have to see something on a chair.
Sure.
Yeah, it would be like if the mayor of Easton turned around and was like, "Who has the knife now?"
Yeah.
I almost want to put Blue ahead of Toto, but I know that's wrong.
No, I don't think that's right.
I have
I
Blue
want
ahead
to,
of
but I
Toto.
know it's
I don't
wrong.
think Blue makes the list. I'm just hearing of Blue though. I think like
Where we
Santa's
at?
Little
Sorry.
Helper,
We have 3 spots left.
Old Yeller, Santa's Little Helper, Old Yeller, Marley, I think are all higher.
Beethoven.
Benji for sure.
I don't-
Beethoven and Benji.
Hormoz, not to be. I think everything you just named, I'm like, I don't care about any of those dogs.
It's because you're
I just-
young.
Right.
I do
You
think
have a young bias.
I do
so,
think
so the fact that three of you guys are in one generation, one of me is in a different generation.
Yeah.
The one represents a whole generation. You three represent one whole generation. It's 50-50.
I will
Represent myself.
I will. Okay, well, that's the lamest thing I've ever heard. But I will. I will say I do believe that Old Yeller has a sort of somewhere has a shot at this list just because it is the first big story
Killing
that
your
everyone
dog story.
knows about of the dog dying at the end, and the way he dies is extra brutal.
Yeah.
But like out of all these movies, out of all these shows where the dog dies at the end, it kind of all comes back to Old Yeller. That's the first big media representation of that.
Sure.
Everyone knows the story. I know nothing about what happens the whole book. I could give two fucks, but I know
you do. You could write it right now.
Yeah.
You could be like, guy gets a dog. Guy loves the dog.
he has to kill the
sick,
dog.
Guy
Yeah.
has to kill the dog.
Yeah.
It's like,
And I think I do think Old Yeller is iconic. I do think Old Yeller is very iconic just because of how he dies.
Yeah. More than Toto?
Not more than Toto. I do think that, but I do think Old Yeller should be on this list.
I think Toto's more famous. I think more people have seen what's the movie?
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, and have read Old Yeller. But I think
sure.
more people know of the Old Yeller. If you ask, what's Toto's story? They'd be like, oh, I don't know. He went along with Dorothy, right?
Yeah.
He ran around.
Yeah, Old Yeller is the it's a
Yeller's
book about a dog
story.
versus
Yeah.
a girl that goes to like a parallel universe
Was-
with witches and shit.
Was Toto with that crew the whole movie?
Yes.
He was just like
Yes.
following them around because he's not really
Mhm.
prominent in it, right? He's just kind of she talks to him at the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
The witch says, like, I'm going to get you and your little dog, too.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
some
yeah.
point.
Toto's in the basket the whole movie, pretty much.
And I heard that in real life Toto hung himself in the trees during one of the scenes.
Yeah. That's true.
Sounds like Toto.
That's true.
Um
That's why they didn't get the stamp for no
yeah.
animals.
Yeah. Asan, I like that point though about Old Yeller representing like the dog dying in culture.
It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, and half of movies where a dog is featured, you're like, oh, I hope he doesn't die.
I hope they don't
Like
Old
there
Yeller
is,
this bitch.
Yeah.
yeah, and so that's why I do think it should go Toto Old Yeller here.
Have you guys ever heard the story of when they first screened Anchorman after they punt the dog off the bridge? They never brought him back, and the crowd was like really sad after the movie, and they couldn't figure out why. And then they brought the dog back, and everyone was like, "This movie's great."
Wait, what's the dog's name?
I don't remember. He ate a whole wheel of cheese.
Baxter.
Baxter. Yeah.
Baxter.
Yep.
You know I don't speak Spanish, Baxter.
God, what a good
That
movie.
movie's great.
All right, so what do we want to
I
do?
got
We'll
a
go
deep pull
8, 9
here.
can be Toto and Old Yeller
I think 8-9 should be Toto Old Yeller.
in that order.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, we have one left.
You guys agree with that?
Mhm.
I have a group that maybe I want to present.
The Dalmatians?
No, Chance and Shadow from Homeward Bound.
I wrote them down, yeah.
I've honorable mention for sure, but I was just like, yeah, my eyes lit up and I just remember them. You guys Homeward Bound now?
I have no idea.
Wasn't a big movie in the Muslim
Such a
community.
good movie.
No.
I'm not Muslim, but I do remember
Oh.
liking it as a little kid.
Well, you know what I mean.
I remember liking it as a kid. I didn't remember their names though. I didn't put it down.
No, I had to look up
I would
their
have
names.
them somewhere after Steven Jackson.
No, they're honorable mention for sure. I just wanted to talk about them.
Yeah,
After who?
After Steven Jackson.
Stacks.
What is the what's the detective dog's name?
Scruff McGruff.
Oh, that's Scruff Mcgruff. What's the target dog's name? What
Yeah.
did you say?
The don't do drugs dog.
Yeah.
That's Spuds McKenzie. Spuds McKenzie.
Okay.
Spud McKenzie.
I feel like the most famous of the ad dogs is definitely the Taco Bell dog, right?
Yeah, Taco Bell dog, I think it would be number one there.
No way. Taco Bell dog had a big run with Taco Bell for the 90s to the early 2000s.
Huge run though. Huge run.
Huge run. Scruff McGruff was the crime dog. And it was all over the place from the 80s Until even now,
Yeah.
occasionally I see Scruff Mcgruff stuff. It's like
He had,
it's
like, a
the
jingle,
government's
Scruff.
way to
Yeah.
try to make kids not do drugs,
Mm.
and it's become an icon of drug use too.
Yeah, it's like cool black dudes will wear Scruff McGruff shirts.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes I do. You're right.
Damn, there's so many dogs I want to make this list, and there's just not enough room. Like my number 10 is Slinky from Toy Story, but I just don't think.
It's a child's toy.
Well, the Slinky dog is different.
I think it's a deep cut.
I
like
know, I
it.
just wanted
I like
to give him some credit. Those movies are so good.
Yeah, but does Slinky bring much to them?
No,
You take Slinky out.
well, he saves Buzz from the yard and Woody.
I did write down Slinky too.
Ruined it. Spoiler alert.
It's in the first
All
one.
right.
Do I have to cape for Uga right now?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna make
University
this
of Georgia Bulldog? Really?
Bro, Beethoven's not on the list. You think Aga's gonna make it?
I mean, yeah, but Uga's...
Beethoven's a good 10.
Yeah.
Beethoven. Also, like Wishbone didn't even get talked about. Love Wishbone.
No!
Wishbone-
I had Wishbone. I deleted Wishbone this morning. I had him, though. But
What's
Wishbone,
the Little
yeah.
Rascals dog's name?
Petey.
Oh yeah.
I had Wishbone as my first honorable mention.
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Marmaduke, Cat Dog.
I'm good on.
Loose points for being a cat.
Yeah, remember Cat
Loose
Dog?
points for being a cat.
Yeah, you do
Loose points for being a cat.
But he's also a dog.
But he's a cat, though.
Never heard of this dog.
You never heard of Cat Dog? Oh, Cat Dog's such a good show.
Cat dog.
Spike from Rugrats.
I think Beethoven here is the strongest at 10.
Yeah.
Frank from
Out
Men
of
in
every-
Black.
It's Ren.
Huh?
It's
Frank
Ren.
from who?
Men in Black.
Ren and Stimpy.
No.
What are they? What are Ren and
I don't
Stimpy?
even know. They're just
Chihuahuas. No Chihuahuas.
There you go, dogs.
No.
Frank's
Ren
not a
and
It's a
chihuahua.
dog.
Frank's a pug.
No, I was talking about Ren and Stimpy. I was talking about Ren and Stimpy.
Oh,
Yeah. What about Ren and Stimpy?
I don't know if they're dogs.
The
Are they
iconic.
dogs?
No, Ren's a
No.
Chihuahua. Stimpy's a fat cat.
Oh. Underdog for Hormoz because he's old.
Which one's that? I don't really know Underdog.
Oh,
I again, out of everyone you've mentioned,
it's gonna be
for sure.
Beethoven.
Beethoven.
It's Beethoven.
Yeah, I just want to run through these. The Dalmatians, 101 Dalmatians.
That's not bad.
It's too many
I
of them
think-
though.
The problem is that each of them they get taken away because there's 101 of them.
Yeah.
My favorite movie
And then
dog,
102.
Copper.
Oh,
Who?
from Fox and the Hound.
If you want to talk about sad dog movies, Jesus.
I don't know that one.
I mean, Lady from Lady and
Lady and
Tramp.
the Tramp, I wrote down. Yeah.
I wrote that, but then I
Tramp?
get
Why are we
I-
treating
I-
the Tramp
yeah.
like shit?
I punish them for being two separate dogs.
Yeah.
For fooling around
I
in
mean,
public.
what's more dog to be than the pack?
I don't know. Or was that
Fair
rhetorical?
In the pack?
Yeah, dogs being in the pack.
I think
Like
most
most
dogs
dog
are.
things.
Most dogs are kind of alone.
They're pack animals, though.
They used to be until we changed them. Until we fucking
Yeah, dogs.
ruled over
Dogs
them.
are known for being alone. That's like a lone. That's a known thing. It's like dogs
Lone
don't
wolf.
like.
and-
Yeah, lone wolf. Yeah, dogs hate social settings. They
All right, so we just write Beethoven and then we're done.
Yeah.
Is there anyone we're missing? That means our list right now then is number 1, Scooby-Doo, number Lassie, 5, Air Bud, 6, Clifford, 7, Brian, 8, Toto, 9, Old Yeller, 10, Beethoven.
I'm happy with that
That
list.
sounds right?
sure.
Tight.
Yep.
Tight. Let's get some honorable mentions down then. We'll put Snoop Dogg number 1.
Uga. I need that dog on this list.
Okay, Morgan.
Steven
put fucking
Jackson.
Uga on the
Thank
list.
you. And Santa's little helper.
And his little helper,
That was a helper for sure. Should be honorable mention.
Taco
Matt
Bell,
Barnes.
Taco Bell dog.
obviously.
Chance and Shadow.
Charles Oakley.
Wishbone.
Wish
Wrote
Is he
down the
alone?
president's dog.
I would like. I would be cool. I would like if you added Laika to that list. Laika.
Laika.
What? That's the dog. The first dog to go into space.
Yeah.
All right.
Marley,
Pooch.
Benji, Scruff McGruff.
Yeah, Scruff.
Anybody else? I put Blue on there too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Hooch.
blue for sure.
Wishbone is on there.
Pooch.
Hooch.
Pooch. Marley.
Marley's on there.
Cujo.
Cool. I think that's good.
Cujo's the first horror film dog.
All right, we'll put Cujo.
Wait, what's the Wolf? The Stephen King film?
That's Cujo.
That's Cujo. Okay.
That's Stephen King. Yep. All right, well, that's a good list.
I like
Oh
that.
yeah.
We did it. Cool. Thanks for doing it, Hormoz.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Anything else, boys?
No, that's it.
Nah, dude. I think we're good.
See you next week.
See you guys at Griddle.
Yeah.